Okay, so let's go. Let's directly look at the historical context for separation of church and state, because our modern view of it is deeply flawed and it's not correct. So let's go back to how it was historically seen and just the origin of it in general. Not even just how it was historically seen, but more importantly, really the origin of it. Because how can we understand it if we don't understand the origin? So this is a letter by Thomas Jefferson to the Danbury Baptist, and this is like the origin of separation of church and state. So he is writing this letter to a church group, a Baptist association, and he talks about. So I'm just gonna skip to this paragraph because the rest is just like introductions and like, hi, how are you? So let's go into this one. Okay, he says, believing with you that religion is a matter which lies solely between man and his God, that he owes account to none other for his faith or his worship, that the legitimate powers of government reach actions only and not opinions, I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people which declared that their legislature should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between the church and state. Adhering to this expression of the supreme will of the nation in behalf of the rights of conscience. So let's break it down. So, because I stopped right here because the rest, I don't think they're necessary. So I really just want to focus on just this part here. And this is just like ending. This is introduction. This is like his ending. Like, I reciprocate your kind prayers. So really, this main paragraph is what's important. But I really want to just focus on when it talks about separation of church and state, mainly. So it says right here, believing with you that religion is a matter which lies solely between man and his God. So the government should not get involved. This is solely between a man and his God. That he owes account to none other for his faith or his worship, that the legitimate powers of government reach actions only. So the government shouldn't get involved in matters of religion. Not that government officials can't like have their government officials can't have their own personal religions, but that the government cannot pass laws, legislature, as a body, the government cannot get involved in religions. But individual people who work for the government are allowed to have and express their religion. Um, So then he talks about which declared that their legislature, so the laws, the legislature, so this is not about government officials. This is about the government, the legislature, the laws, which declare. So I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people, which declared that their legislature, so like Congress, cannot pass a law, cannot like there can't be a law establishing. This is really what I'm about. There can be a law that should make no. There should make no law. But I'm talking about the law. There shouldn't be a law. Not that government officials cannot. Well, government officials, teachers, people who work for the government cannot have their own express their own religion, have their own religion, but that they cannot pass a law. This is really what it's about. No law respecting an establishment of religion. So no law putting one religion over the other, not no law establishing religion. Like there should like people are allowed to freely exercise their views, but there can't be a law putting one religion over the other. So no law respecting an establishment of religion. See, it doesn't say religions. Like, it's not against all religions. It's just you can't have a state religion. So there can't be one religion that's over the other. Or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. And that's really what's happening right now. So people have twisted what separation of church and state means and are now literally prohibiting the free exercise of religion. So separation of church and state, as we've outlined, is that the legislature cannot pass a law. The government cannot pass a law. Not that people cannot freely exercise their religion, but that not that government officials, teachers, people who work for the government cannot freely exercise their religion. No, they just can't pass a law respecting one religion or their religion over other religions. That's literally all it is. I do not know how we've gone to this point. It's crazy. And so this First Amendment builds a wall. So the idea that there can't be a law respecting one religion over the other has built a wall of separation between church and state. So now the state cannot, like, the church is free to exercise its religion and do with it as it sees fit. Every church is allowed to do that. Not one church is put over other churches, and every other church gets persecuted, and one church is the right church according to the state. And the state is now, like, does not have, there's no state religion. So the state does not pick and choose which religion it supports and which religion it doesn't support. And that is the wall of separation. The wall of separation is not to hinder the church, it's not to hurt the church, it is actually to protect the church, to allow people, like, this was created by Christians who had ancestors who had been through the Catholic Protestant wars and realized what having a state religion, what it does to people. They saw, the amount of war, bloodshed, because there was one state religion, and anyone that wasn't a Catholic was persecuted. And even in other instances, when England became Protestant, anyone that was Catholic was persecuted. And we just see that that was not what they wanted. So they're like, hey, no state religions, nothing. Let people be free to be Catholic, Protestant, not Christian, be whatever they want. Let people be free to be that. And that was why the wall of separation was built to protect religion and to ensure the free exercise of religion. But currently, right now, it's being used to hurt religion and to prevent the free exercise of religion, and that is not what it was meant to do. The people who are against teachers praying in schools are actually the ones not respecting the First Amendment, because they are impeding the free exercise of religion. The problem with them is that they think that separation of church and state means that no government official can have religious beliefs while working, when the First Amendment prevents the establishment of one religion over others. As long as other teachers of other faiths are allowed to pray and students of other religions are allowed to pray, then one religion isn't being established over the other. The US doesn't develop a state religion just because government officials pray. That's not how establishing a state religion that's not how it happens. Like, state religions are established through law. A government official praying does not create a law, so there's no establishment of of religion happening, and there's no separation of state being violated. The First Amendment clearly states that Congress can't make a law respecting an establishment of religion. How is a teacher or government official who prays causing Congress to make a law that respects their religion? How is their prayer causing Congress to make a law that respects their religion? Like, how? How is it violating separation of church and state? Them praying is not creating a law. The First Amendment was written to prevent another Catholic and Protestant war, where the state religion is persecuting those outside of it. It was not written to prevent religion. We need to go back to the historical view of the First Amendment and stop this inaccurate modern version of it. This modern view of it is the result of atheists. The separation of church and state, which was created by Christians to protect freedom of religion, is now being used by atheists to limit freedom of religion. They have twisted the historical and correct definition of that, and they've twisted the historical and correct definition of it to one that suits their anti-religious views. We need to go back to the correct definition and ditch this twisted modern view of it.